Hello, welcome to Heretic Theater. I am Zach.
I'm Grant.
And today we are doing Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back.
More like The Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, everyone's thinking that. So just real quick, for those of you who are watching along, this is only the main Mewtwo Strikes Back movie. This commentary will not include the little Pokemon Park special that comes with the movie. So either wait until you watch that to catch up, or just go ahead and skip it. Anyways, Grant, any opening thoughts before we get started?
Sure. I really liked Pokemon when I was a kid. I still like the original show, along with a couple of the other shows like Diamond and Pearl or Black and White. I was never a huge fan of the movie, though, so I'm interested to see how this movie holds up over time. So, yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing it again.
Okay. I remember seeing this movie when I was really little. I was never as big into Pokemon as a lot of other kids growing up, but I did remember rewatching this movie quite a bit. So I'm curious to see how it holds up nowadays. Mm-hmm. Alright, you want to get started?
Yes. Alright. And
So, the first 10 minutes of this movie that we're going to see was actually cut from the theatrical version. So, most people, if they haven't seen this movie since it came out, this will be a little new to them. I will say, though, even if I don't think the first 10 minutes are necessary, it does help give
helps.
a little... It gives a little extra context to Mewtwo's backstory.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Okay, never mind. I guess this version has the first 10 minutes cut out. Huh. Yeah, never mind. I guess we're watching the theatrical cut. Yeah. The version that I watched had the first 10 minutes where we got to see, like, Kid Mewtwo, and he's pretty adorable. But it isn't necessary to the plot. I think what we see in the intro here gives us enough context into why Mewtwo is the way he is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I can already kind of tell it's a bit like a Planet of the Apes sort of thing. They're experimenting on him, and he's abused, so he obviously wants nothing to do with them, so it makes sense why he would lash out at people.
Pretty much. In case you're curious, Grant, the first 10 minutes focused on Mewtwo while he was in a younger stage in growth.
I remember having that card, by the way.
Oh, yeah, the Ancient Mew card. Yeah, I think Luke used to have like 5 of those or something. But no, there was something to do with about like the main scientist trying to reclone his dead daughter or something like that. And that kind of ties into like young Mewtwo's like trauma or whatever. It's not really necessary, but it's cool to know if you're a Mewtwo fan.
I mean, that also brings in a little bit of a problem, because it's like, how would Mewtwo fix that problem?
Right.
Of bringing back his kid.
Well, honestly, that's never important. And again, after those cut 10 minutes, it's really never brought up again.
Yeah.
And again,
Oh, and
it's
also,
not
I
necessary.
think the shot from the intro of the original show of Mew flying through the sky is introduced in this movie, I think.
Actually, we saw that shot before this movie came out. Because the reason why this movie is unique among all the other Pokemon movies, to my knowledge, is that this is the only one that's canon to the TV show. Because there were prior episodes that actually set up Mewtwo for this movie.
Interesting.
There were 2, I believe. There was one episode, and we get to see the clips of him here, but just to get him out of the way now. The first time we saw Mewtwo was in, like, the armor, and we see him battle against Gary Oak, and he completely wipes out his Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And in the second shot, we see as Team Rocket is going to meet Giovanni at, like, the Team Rocket HQ, we see Mewtwo blow up the lab and fly off.
Mm.
So, unless I'm mistaken, this movie is canon to the TV show.
Interesting.
I do think Mewtwo, a voice actor, gave him a pretty cool voice for this movie.
I'm not a huge fan of the voice.
You don't like
if
the
I'm
voice?
Being honest.
Okay.
Like, he's a Pokemon, but he's talking like a normal person, and it's voiceover rather than him actually moving his mouth.
Well,
and
presumably
talking.
he's talking through telepathy because he's supposed to be a psychic Pokemon, and they do address that.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm not a huge fan of the voice personally.
Okay.
Because it just seems really unnatural for a Pokemon to be doing that.
Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, we just saw a scene where Mewtwo just murdered a lab full of scientists.
Yeah.
Remember in the early days of Pokemon when it was fucking badass?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it's no secret nowadays, but some of the stuff that was cut from the English version of the show was that there were a couple of scenes where Ash was held at gunpoint. And it happened in more than one episode. So,
Yeah.
it's always fun looking back in, like, the first era of the Pokemon show, just how
There's his
wacky it
armor.
was. Yeah, I love Mewtwo's armor. It looks really cool. The truth is, I am Iron Man. And I'm also a fucking Pokemon. Yeah, but no, not this one. We're coming up is a clip where we see Mewtwo fight Gary Oak's team, which wasn't an episode.
Onyx is a really cool Pokemon.
I mean, he's cool for a snake, rock snake, but he is pretty intimidating. I'll give you that.
Fucking Team Rocket has been failing for over, 30 years now?
When we're supposed to believe not a single year has passed within the timeline. Because for some fucking reason, this franchise has been running for 20 plus years, and Ash is still 10 fucking years old. Oh yeah, see, that's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part was in the show.
I guess, just in case some people didn't see the show.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't have to see those episodes for context of the movie, but it was just a nice touch that they don't really do anymore.
It's gonna be weird how short this movie is because I'm so used to watching films that are like over 3 hours long.
I know, right? In fact, just the other night we watched Seven Samurai. That's like 3 fucking hours.
It's three and a half hours.
3.5 hours. So this is going to seem like fucking nothing.
Yeah, I know. Plus, I just watched The Godfather for the first time the other night.
Really?
And that was 3 hours long, and yeah, I can't believe it took me that long to watch it. It's one of the best movies ever.
This is going to feel like commercial length.
And the second one, which hopefully I get around to watching tonight, is 3.5 hours. So it's even longer.
Yeah,
Now,
that's The Shop. That was also in the TV show.
Yeah. Now that I'm so used to watching movies that are over 3 hours long, movies at a theater that are just a couple hours are gonna feel like nothing to me.
What do you think of the animation so far?
I'm liking it. I miss this old style of animation, even though
cell
it's
animation.
even though it's not like as good looking as some of the modern animation we get today. I love the style of the hand-drawn animation. It feels like there's a lot of hand craftsmanship put into it.
Right.
Like a lot of effort and passion was put into it.
Right. And even though this is still like a budgeted movie, they definitely gave it a lot more...
That Pokeball was oof.
Yeah, but that's like the only... very few instances. There's not too much use of egregious
that's
early 2000s
That's a
CG.
very early 2000s kind of CG title opening.
Well, this movie was made in 98. Technically, this was made before we were. So...
yeah.
But no, I do think this still looks good. I don't want to bash all the advancements like computer technology has done for animation.
Oh god!
But I do miss the old school stuff.
We're gonna be making fun of Ash this whole movie, aren't we?
Dear God. Okay, let's start with his design. His outfit is stupid, but I actually kind of like that because he's wearing something that very much a 10-year-old would think is cool.
Yeah. Also, Ash is like the biggest whiner.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm too lazy to get food. It's like, bro.
Is this dude part of Team Aqua? He's got the headband. Why are you... Okay. It's never mentioned why this dude was looking for Ash. It's not like he's anything special. It's just a random trainer, but whatever.
I think it's just, a random trainer who wants to have a Pokemon battle.
Okay, so fun fact about this movie, as well as the Pikachu special that came before the movie that I was talking about. This movie is actually a glimpse to some of the Gen 2 Pokemon. As you'll see in a minute here. Here's the theme song.
Yep.
Not quite the same as the TV show, but it's pretty catchy. Yeah, so that's Dog Fan the other guy just threw. That's a Gen 2 Pokemon. So, and in the Pikachu special, there was a Snubbull. Those are Gen 2 Pokemon, so this is kind of the sneak peek for what the next games had in store. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny! I'm not going to see the whole thing, don't worry. But it's really hard not to.
I know, right?
Also, when did Bulbasaur learn Solar Beam? Whatever. Oh god, I just realized something. I miss Ash's old hat.
Yeah.
They don't use the old hat anymore after season 2, and that makes me sad.
Ooh. Shit, that's Machamp, isn't it?
Yep. Not sure why I just played that piece of animation twice, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
Squirtle.
I'm sorry. Squirtle should not beat Machamp.
Yeah. No. But he does for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know what Ash has against evolved Pokemon. Because every time he has a Pokemon that reaches its full evolution, he always either lets it go or gives it away.
Yeah. Stupid.
I'm trying not to sing along. Okay, and this dude is totally cheating. Triple Battles or an advantage to Gen 5. Okay, here's a little error they did. So Golem, the boulder-looking dude, should be immune to Pikachu's Thunderbolt, but it knocks him out anyway.
It knocks out all three of them.
Oh no! I'm voice acting! Old 4Kids dub. You're your own type of trouble, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey look, it's Team Stalker.
Dude, Team Rocket is the most... They might actually be more incompetent than the First Order. They're the funniest characters, in my opinion. They're so... Oh, God.
They are very much the bad joke group in this movie. That's what they do for most of the film. Fuck you. I hate Pikachu. He's my least favorite Pokemon.
I still think Pikachu, even though he's... I can't help but like him. He's cute.
Remember when Pikachu was actually fat?
He still is, kinda.
He gets skinnier with every generation. Like, if you look online, if you compare artwork of Pikachu from, like, episode 1 of the show to, like, now, he's lost, like, 40 pounds.
Oh.
Dragonite.
That's the previous evolution to Charizard, right?
No.
Oh.
Man, Grant, I can hear the Pokemon fans screaming for what you just said. No,
My mistake.
No. Dragonite's it's from a different line.
I only played Pokemon when I was a kid, and
He's like only one of the 3 only dragon types in all of the Kanto. So that's pretty cool.
You know, I don't remember everything about Pokemon, so please forgive me for not knowing everything.
That's why I'm here. Brock, keep your dick in your pants. If Pikachu didn't catch that letter, Ash would have been this close from missing the entire plot of the movie. And yes, I will admit, even though I hate Pikachu now, he's still really adorable in this early version of the show.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally the dog of the group.
Yeah, he's the mascot, so...
Yeah.
Originally, I think it was planned... Oh, okay, this is bullshit. Team Rocket should not be able to stop a fucking Dragonite.
Yeah.
But anyways, actually, in the original cut of the show, I think it was planned for Ash to start with both a Pikachu and a Clefairy. But I think the Clefairy got cut.
Okay.
So, just a little fun trivia there. God, 90s CG was terrible.
Yeah.
Who lives in the
animation
under the sea?
Animation is cool, but the CG is...
Yeah, that's just kind of the technology of the time. You know, if you want to talk about adorable Pokemon, Mew.
Yeah.
Mew is based off a cat fetus.
Damn, okay. Is Mewtwo controlling the fucking waves?
Yeah. Yes, he is. Mewtwo's a fucking boss in this movie. You'll see later, but...
Isn't Mewtwo one of the characters playable in Smash?
Yes. I think he was introduced in Melee. He wasn't in Brawl. I think he was replaced by Lucario. Then I think they brought him back in 4 in Ultimate.
Okay.
Did you have a favorite Pokemon, Grant?
Yeah, Giratina.
Very good choice. I've always been a Scyther kind of guy. It's kind of funny looking at the art style that it is back then, because now the character designs are so rounded and like almost like doughy in terms of how they're animated.
Yeah.
It feels good to look back at the older stuff.
Yeah. No kidding. Okay, that's kind of cute.
Stop being cute, Pikachu. I want to fucking hate you.
It's hard. It's kind of... I don't understand you. It's kind of hard to hate Pikachu.
It's just one of those things where I'm just sick of seeing his ugly ass face everywhere.
So I guess you're sick of Mickey Mouse then, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that's like what every
Nurse Joy looks like that. I mean, I think.
Oh my God, Brock!
Keep it in your pants, Brock.
Brock, I think Brock is my favorite.
Brock is a fucking sexual predator in some episodes.
Brock is a fucking pervert. Hey, it's what's his name? Gyarados.
Gyarados, yeah.
Gyarados, yeah.
Also, these teenage kids are just totally gonna brave a fucking tsunami. Just for a Pokemon battle. I mean, there's being dedicated, and there's being fucking suicidal.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you remember that quote, lady, when these kids' dead bodies are found after they drowned in the ocean.
Yeah. Just use your Lapras and swim there.
Ash doesn't have Lapras at this point in the show yet.
Oh, okay.
I think in terms of timeline, this is after Ash has gotten his final gym badge, but it's before the tournament.
Okay.
Whatever it's called. Okay, this is fucking stupid.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, they're...
disguised as Vikings.
Why?
Why is my Meow
why Vikings? Like...
Ash, what's Minnesota? I know they were making, like, the joke of, like, the football team, but... what the fuck is Minnesota in the context of the Pokemon world? Meowth, why are you tied to the front of the ship? And they're dead.
Nope.
They should be fucking dead.
I know, but they're not going to because this is a kid's show.
Well, keep that in mind until we see what happens later.
Well, I know that I remember someone dies. I remember that, but
I mean, we just saw Mewtwo kill all those scientists in the beginning. I miss 90s cartoon shows when they're allowed to be a little more hardcore.
I just mean like the main characters, you know.
Should have brought some water type Pokemon, Brock.
Oh yeah, why didn't they do that?
Do what?
Bring water type.
No, they have water type Pokemon, but they're all like first stage Pokemon. They didn't want to use them because Misty said they wouldn't be able to stand the storm. Which is fair enough, because at this point they're basically using them for life preservers.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. It's not like they're packing a Gyarados or something that can, like, you know, like a badass Pokemon to ride the waves with.
Still, though, it would have benefited them greatly if they brought, like, some other water-type Pokemon.
Or maybe if they, you know, actually evolved their Pokemon. That would be nice, too.
Yeah. Yeah, why doesn't Ash do that? That's so... Like... I don't get why he wouldn't do that. Is it... I don't think they ever explain why he doesn't do that.
It's
weird.
Well, it's not that he doesn't allow his Pokemon to evolve, it's just most times when a Pokemon reaches its final stage, he ends up giving it away to someone.
Yeah.
He did it with Charizard, he did it with Pidgeot, he did it with Sceptile, he did it with Ambipom, he did it with Roki. He's done it a lot of times.
What's Ash's deal? I don't Ash is a weird character.
Well, they have to keep... Well, they can't have Ash become a stronger Pokemon trainer, because then he'd actually win a league. And we can't have that. We can't fucking have that.
Oh, the formula for Pokemon movies is pretty hilarious if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, I'll give the show some credit. When Ash lost the league the first time, it was a pretty ballsy move.
But then it became the formula.
Yeah, but after 25 years or however long it's been since the show started, let's give Ash a break and give the main character to someone else.
Yeah, like actually do something new about... And maybe actually develop characters.
Yeah, man. Look, man, out of all, like, the kids' cartoons that are still running today, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that, I don't know a single show besides Pokemon that uses the same main character for over 20 years, and he's still 10 fucking years old!
Well, kids show-wise, yes. But
yeah.
There's other animated shows like The Simpsons that have been using the same characters for, like, what, 40 years now?
True enough, but in terms of, like, kids' cartoons, like, cartoons that are advertising, like, toys and shit,
yeah.
I'm
not saying it's a good thing. I'm definitely not saying it's a good thing.
No, and Pokemon's the only one that I know does that.
Yeah. Really, all those shows should have ended, like, over at least, like...
You should be fucking dead!
Yeah. Team Rocket...
is immortal.
They're immortal. They've died, like, 50 times throughout the course of this entire series.
How many times do you think they've been electrocuted over the years? And they still don't
Pikachu? Die. Yeah, they still live.
Also, Adorable Mew is adorable scene.
Yes. Adorable Mew is always adorable. Oh. I'm a sucker for cute things because I have a really cute husky, and I'm a sucker for animals like that.
Mm-hmm. Can I just say real quick that the island architecture here, it's straight up Lovecraftian. Like,
kind of, yeah.
Like this is like a place that it looks like was like a set in like a H.P. Lovecraft story.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm
saying there should be a Pokemon based off Cthulhu.
I wouldn't mind.
I wanted my Eldritch Horror Pokemon, damn it!
That would be pretty cool, actually.
Jeez, it's a good thing they showed up right before they decided to lock the doors.
That CG door.
It's ugly, man, but it's also nostalgic.
I just can't get behind that CGI.
It's very jarring.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the 90s. Late 90s, but still. CG wouldn't really hit a stride.
Unless the CG is convincing, you shouldn't use it.
I mean, there are some times where budget is concerned where they have to use CG. But
there's a point where you have to like take a step back and actually decide. It's like maybe we should just use the regular animation style.
I mean, okay, just speaking in general, when it comes to like animated shows, it is a shame that it has to be that they do have to use CG in this kind of stuff. Yeah. But it's just the way it is, you know. Animated movies don't get as much budget as, say, like most Hollywood movies to begin with. Yeah. So you do what you got to do.
Well, it's a shame they don't give those, those same movies the budget they deserve.
Yeah. Well, at least in this film, it's used tastefully. There's nothing super jarring.
There's been a couple jarring moments.
Well, it's always going to be stand out because that's just CG, especially in this time frame. But I've seen worse uses of CG in recent times when it comes to animated stuff.
Oh, there's still bad CG today, which is crazy given how far we've come in technology.
Yeah, but at the same time, not everyone can have like the stuff Disney has.
Disney money.
Yeah.
Disney should share some of that money. They never will, but they should.
Why share money when you can make more money? Good grief, he's naked! I think Mewtwo's really cool, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even today, especially when they have all these, like, god Pokemon and shit, I still think Mewtwo's pretty badass.
Definitely one of the coolest Pokemon, for sure. God, I love Mew.
Mewtwo's badass, but Mew's just plain adorable.
Mew is also pretty badass, all things considered.
So here's a question, Grant.
Okay.
Who's the first Pokemon, Mew or Arceus?
Mew.
Okay. Because that's like a question that a lot of people think. What's supposed to be the first Pokemon? Well, obviously, Arceus was the first thing to exist because he created the Pokemon universe. But Mew was the first Pokemon that Arceus created. And in lore, there used to be a whole bunch of them on Earth, but over time they slowly evolved into the Pokemon we see today. And the Mew in this movie is supposed to be the last one.
I mean, Arceus is just a god. So.
Yeah. Mew is like the first mortal Pokemon. Or Mew, the non-god ones.
Fuck this guy. He's the one who attacked him. So.
If only you knew the power of the dark side.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
Mew, I am your father. No, wait a minute, aren't you a clone of me? If anything, I'm your father.
That's not true. That's impossible.
Remember when Hyper Beam used to be cool?
Yeah.
But now it's kind of lame in the newer games.
Yeah. I remember in the Diamond and Pearl show, Torterra, which is also one of my favorite Pokemon personally, used a Hyper Beam, and it was so fucking cool because it just felt so powerful, and now it's just like...
It's been nerfed. It's been nerfed a lot. Oh yeah,
Does Brock hit on every girl he meets?
Every girl that's at least his age. He doesn't like hit on like little children or something like that. But when it comes to like all the nurses, all the Nurse Joys and the Officer Jennies, yeah.
I am your father.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean by like Lovecraftian architecture. It looks really alien and creepy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Speaking of Alien, that movie has some of the best set design of all time.
Oh yeah, Alien has the best effects in any movie.
Yeah, the Nostromo, everything in that movie is practical. It's fucking gorgeous. That's one of my all-time favorite movies because it still looks good today because they use entirely practical effects.
I will say though, Xenomorph doesn't scare me as much as I did when you realize it's a literal dickhead. I'm not making that up.
I know. That movie scared the shit out of me when I watched it when I was like 9 years old, which I really shouldn't have.
Okay, here's another error of the dub. We'll see in a minute here. Not this scene, but in a minute. Jesse and James are gonna call out some Pokemon names, and they say the wrong names of the Pokemon.
Huh. I don't like Meowth either.
He sounds like a chain smoker. Do you know Meowth's backstory? He has a backstory on why he can, like, speak English.
No, I don't.
He actually taught himself how to speak English to impress a girl, Meowth, but it ended up making him a freak in his own pack, so they kicked him out.
Oh, look at that CG Meowth. Oh,
it isn't too bad there. Again, the CG, it's still bad CG, but it's used tastefully enough. That was fast.
The sound that Mew makes is adorable as well.
This recording scene freaked me out as a kid, because I do think it's pretty scary.
Oh god, more CG! I'm sorry, the CG is really bothering me.
I don't blame you. I like that line. We dreamed of creating the world's strongest Pokemon. And we succeeded. Also, I know this isn't until like 10 years later, but is Arceus okay with this? Is Arceus just cool that a genetic abomination is about to wipe out all life on the planet?
Well, Arceus is a bit of a retcon, so...
I know he doesn't technically exist yet, but in like the lore Pokemon, he's just like, yeah, I'm cool with him killing off all life on the planet and replacing it with super clones. I'm cool with that.
Well, that's why I said Arceus is a bit of a retcon.
I know. Well, technically so is any generation that comes out. No, I'm not sparing the cute little animals either. I'm killing fucking everyone! Don't you quote Aristotle on me? Yes! Kill the bastard!
No.
Kill it! I want to hear him cry! Mewtwo was Team Plasma before Team Plasma was a thing. That is a good point.
Stupid idea.
Yeah, they tried this whole charging a Mewtwo thing more than once, and it ends in the exact same way. It's a little repetitive.
He's shocked that Mewtwo was able to stop his Pokemon.
When he, like, fucking lifted a Gyarados in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ash, because you of all people can totally beat this motherfucker. Okay, so here's the thing that kind of bothers me about the clone Pokemon. So as you see, the Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard that Mewtwo uses have like these different like markings on their body. But they're the only clone Pokemon that have those markings. Which is a little inconsistent.
That is... Yeah, it actually kind of is, actually.
I kind of like the tattoos they have. You know, it definitely helps them stand out during the mirror matches. But why don't all the genetic Pokemon have those marks?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just weird.
See, now those are like all the evolved versions of like the first gen ones that Ash has. And it's just like, see, Ash, this is why you evolve your Pokemon.
Yeah. No. People started with Squirtle, Bulbasaur, or Charmander. They didn't start with all three.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you can only start with one. You can still get the other ones later, but...
At least in the show you can. Well, I guess in nowadays they basically hand out all the Gen Pokemon on a silver platter, but whatever. Back in my day, we only had one starter and we liked it!
You planned this all along!
So can we say, Grant, at this point that the Clone Wars have begun?
Begun. The Clone War has.
I do like how Charizard's an asshole.
Mewtwo is fucking dead.
Nope. It's like, bitch!
Bitch, nope.
Yeah, remember when Charizard was an asshole?
Yeah, but he's Charizard, so...
Now, if you remember, there was actually a game mechanic, I'm not sure you still have it, but in the old games, if a Pokemon reaches a certain level before you have a certain amount of badges, it will disobey you during battle.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's an actual game mechanic they incorporated into Ash's Charizard, and I like that. Also, I just like to point out these other three trainers we see. We never even get to know their names.
Yeah, it's just like, it just doesn't really matter.
It's like,
who cares? Let's just have.
I know they're not
going
to show up after this, but can we can at least get their names at least?
They just wanted to have Pokemon battles, and that's all this movie is.
Yeah, all right. I guess they didn't want to waste time at least.
This is like, they're like Dragon Ball. They just have these things exist as plot elements just so they can have fight scenes.
I would like to point out that technically Ash's Charizard lasts longer than the other two, even though he's technically less trained.
Also, I love how the whole thing with Ash, as expressed in the theme song of the show, is he wants to be the very best. But it's like, for someone who wants to be the very best, you really don't do a lot of things that you should. Like, you don't evolve your Pokemon, and you just give away your Pokemon when it's like, you're not ever gonna become better if you just keep doing this shit.
I mean, I do respect Ash in the sense that he does put the desires of his Pokemon before his own.
Oh yeah, sure.
So, for example, if there's a Pokemon, I remember Bulbasaur had an episode like this. If a Pokemon doesn't want to evolve, Ash won't force it to evolve. And things like that. He's not an asshole who trains his Pokemon just for combat.
Right.
He's not that guy that grinds his starter to level 99 in the beginning of the game. When
Charizard flew Ash's Charizard up into the air, I just thought, another day, another Doug.
But yeah, no. Ash is a good trainer, but he's not good at the whole battling thing. At least not at this point in the show. In Season 6, he was pretty good at battling. But,
Mewtwo isn't gathering the best Pokemon that he really could be gathering.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think if he wanted to, get the best Pokemon in the world so he can make, an army of super clones, don't you think he'd go after, the Elite Four or something?
Yeah. Also,
The Elite Four aren't even in the show. Kanto's Elite Four.
Not just the Elite Four, but also just, better Pokemon in general. He's almost like the Apocalypse. You know how in X-Men Apocalypse, he gathers his 4 horsemen and it's just
4 random dudes.
4 random people and it's just really? These are
the best you can find?
Yeah, this bird person or whatever the winged guy was. Angel?
Dude with wings. Perfect.
The dude with wings. And also some chick with a sword. And then he also gets Storm and Magneto. And it's I get why you'd want Magneto, but...
Storm is pretty badass, too.
Yeah, but it's just why is this a thing with X-Men where it's someone like Storm needs to be evil at first? That's been a trope, and I'm getting sick of it.
Now that you mention it, why is Mewtwo trying to get Ash's Squirtle and Bulbasaur? He already has the evolved versions.
Yeah, it's you have the evolved versions. Why do you need theirs?
I do like the design of Mewtwo's Pokeballs he has here. I always thought those were the Dark Balls. I always thought those were really cool. I kind of always wished that those would be available in the games eventually, but they never were. I think they're pretty damn cool looking. Pikachu getting hit with a bunch of balls, and I thought I spent too much time on the internet.
Yeah, it's why does Mewtwo want Pikachu? It's you've already got
Pikachu, the most adorable Pokemon of us all. The merchandising will earn me millions.
Ash, how did you fucking fall, you failure?
You failure of a human being, Ash. So obviously they had to change a lot of the voice actors for the English dub, but I think they kept Pikachu's voice the same.
Ash. Not a very good plan.
Ash, if you didn't land into that puddle, you'd be fucking dead.
Yeah.
Actually, how many times has Ash died throughout the series? At least 3, I think. Because he's died more than once in the other movies, I think.
Yeah.
That's Scyther, not Alakazam. And I think early in the film he called a Pidgeot a Pidgeotto. Sandslash. Come on, guys. It's your fucking show. Get the names right.
Ash, just grab the one that's in front of you.
I like what he says. I don't have time for the motto today. This movie only has so much runtime as it is.
Ash just dismantles the whole thing.
Yes, a 10-year-old boy just dismantled an entire cloning lab. Ah, fuck off.
What? He's cute.
I hate
Come on.
Pikachu.
You just hate him because he's cute.
No, I hate him because he's a mascot of a franchise that's stuck in limbo. And he represents everything I hate about the franchise.
I mean, it is a... Yeah, it is. It does suck that the franchise is stuck
I mean, the
in
fact
limbo.
that Pikachu never evolves when Raichu is literally a better Pokemon, I think says it all about the state of the franchise. Despite its whole thing about evolution, the franchise itself hasn't evolved since arguably its debut. It's been doing the same shit over and over again. And at least in my eyes, it's lost its spark. Out of the 3 starters, which one is your favorite, Grant?
The 3 stars?
The 3 starters, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander.
Oh, well, if I'm doing it based on the evolutions that come later, it'd be Charizard. But if we're just looking at the starters and not what they evolve into, I think Squirtle probably would be my favorite.
I've always been a Squirtle man. Blastoise was my starter.
I mean, Charizard's my favorite of the final evolutions. Why do they have CG doors? Why do you need to make the doors CG?
It is kind of random that the doors are CG, and it makes sense that the clouds are CG because hand drawing that would take way too much time, but it's weird why it's the doors out of everything.
Mewtwo, just go away.
Even today, I still think the shot is pretty cool. Of Ash walking out of the smoke.
Well, I mean, that's like the cliche, right? It's like the hero always walks out of the smoke.
Yeah, well, it's cliche for a reason.
The Avengers theme plays in the background. Da, 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 da,
there was an
da,
idea
da.
to bring together a group of a bunch of animals and a 10-year-old boy. Oh, you know shit's going down when he reverses the cap.
Avengers assemble.
This is the 3rd fucking time they've tried this, and it never worked.
It's like Ash, it's not gonna work.
Even laughs.
Oh my gosh, Mew!
Yeah, fuck Pikachu. Mew should be the mascot.
Mew is so adorable.
And Mewtwo's a fucking dick.
Yeah, it's like Mewtwo, you're cool when you're actually a Pokemon that's, like, helpful.
When you're killing people, it's fine. But when you're killing the cute ones, that's when I have a problem.
No, it's just like, I don't like when Mewtwo is a villain. It's just like, you're just a dick. He doesn't...
This is the only time where Mewtwo is actually a villain. In the video game, he's just a dude who hangs out in a cave. Like, leave me alone, motherfuckers. I want to live in my cave.
Yeah, I just want to leave... I want to live alone in my own cave.
That's why it's Mewtwo.
What I'm about to do to your stubborn, annoying little planet, I'm gonna enjoy it very, very much.
Oh, man, yeah.
Oh, me too.
You two, you're beating up a little child. You have issues, man. You have issues. Ow. Throws it back. Much to learn. You still have.
It's like Zuko with the lightning. It's just like, no, you.
Yeah, exactly.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but
with
by
their
our
skills with the lightsaber. Oh my god, this is Attack of the Clones! George Lucas ripped off Pokemon! I fucking knew it! True power comes from within, Grant.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I get it. Movies.
Ash should be fucking dead!
Ash, you're dead. You're dead, motherfucker.
Okay, this upcoming fight scene is a little hilarious. And it's all because of the song they choose to play during the English.
Oh god, I remember this! It's so weird. I remember this. And Ash's face when he looks down there.
My brother, tell me what are we fighting for? We have got to win this war.
I remember that face.
I like this song, but it's played in the worst time.
Also, yeah, this fight seems weird.
Also, no, you know why it seems weird? Because this is one of the only few, like, Pokemon battles where instead of using, like, all the moves and shit, they just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Like it's a bar fight. Which
Like
I think is good.
Like it's Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, well, it's good. I like it because I know the whole preachy of, it's wrong to fight is, pretty preachy, especially kids things. But making the fight, more violent, at least in a comparison to what Pokemon fights are usually like, does a good job to illustrate that, hey, this isn't just your average Pokemon battle. Like this, they're not fighting for sport right now. They are fighting to fucking kill each other.
Yeah.
Sigh.
Sigh, Doug.
Sigh. But no, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, but Pokemon are like forced to fight against their will to being human. And it's like, no. In the lore of Pokemon, most Pokemon battles are for sport. There are plenty of other contact sports in the real world, and yes, they can be dangerous, but they're not meant to be, like, deadly.
Wait, how was there a duplicate one made if he pulled him out?
One machine read his Pokeball, while Ash was tearing out of its arms.
I thought it was more than just...
Okay, little detail here, the evil Pikachu has a spikier black pattern on his ears.
Yeah.
And also, the evil Pikachu is the one that's beating the shit out of this Pikachu. Yeah, ow.
They're gonna do the cliche, in slow motion, they're losing, and then all of a sudden, Captain Marvel just comes out of the sky and saves all of them.
Not this time. But no, they're making it clear, like, they're not fighting till one fates. These fuckers are fighting to the death, and I do like that.
The only reason I say that comparison is because that scene is just really dumb.
Everything with Captain Marvel is dumb. Yeah, I think I remember years ago, I think like Nostalgic predicted a video on this movie one time, and he did the whole thing, would Pokemon fight normally? But it's like, no, this movie's making it clear this isn't a sport contest. They're beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And they're still fucking adorable. God damn it.
Team Rocket's witnessing this, and yet they're still, like, evil.
Well, you'll see, there's a reason for that, and you'll see why at the end of this movie.
Oh yeah, isn't everything like reversed or something?
Well, you'll see. We'll get to it. Because I rewatched this movie a week ago just to make sure I had like it fresh in my mind, and the ending is a lot weirder than I remembered it to be. Yeah, so in case you're wondering why Meowth's clone can't talk, it's established in an episode based on Meowth that he taught himself how to talk. It's not like he's like a mutant or something like that. I remember more Pokemon more than I thought I did.
Too, like that.
Well, the clouds I understand because that would take a long time to animate by hand, and they just don't have the time or money to do that.
No.
Granted, there were probably like 3 people animating this, getting paid like $5 an hour.
Really?
Yeah, animators don't get paid very much, unfortunately. This is very much a budgeted children's movie.
$5 an hour though for 3 animators.
Even today, Grant, animators don't really get paid all that much. It's just a sad part of life.
I know, but I mean, like, by the credits and everything, I'm sure there'll be more than 3 animators.
Yeah, I'm hyperbolizing, sure, but you get what I mean.
And plus, you're not even allowed to go any lower than the minimum wage, so I don't think.
Well, I don't know what the Japanese animation wage was back in '98, but whatever. Yeah, smack his little fucking face! Beat the shit out of him! Okay, in all seriousness, no, this is a pretty sad scene.
Senseless violence.
They're Dragon Ball Z fighting.
Yeah.
Remember when he'd actually say death in kids' shows?
Mm-hmm.
I think one was ready to go Super Saiyan. Hurting people is bad.
It's the theme
of a show where animals fight every episode. And yeah, I know, I still mean what I said. Oh god, here we go. Here we go.
Oh god.
Fucking died!
I'm just fucking dead!
And I'm not making that up. He actually fucking dies. A 10-year-old child just died in a children's show.
Even Mewtwo is like this? Jeez.
He's like, dumbass. But of course, he has to turn the stone because an actual dead body would be too much for children, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, the meme face.
Okay, this is supposed to be sad, but the eyes are actually CG, and it looks really weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they do it to Pikachu specifically, because all the others are hand drawn.
That was the meme face, by the way.
I've seen
one
it
that's
before.
used in a ton of like GIFs and memes.
Okay, can I talk about how much I've grown to hate this trope over the years, where the friends bring back the dead protagonist just because they're sad? I mean,
Magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah, if a loved one dies, kids, just cry on them and they'll come back to life. You know?
Yeah, because that's how it works.
Yeah. I like to point out that Simba didn't bring his dead dad back by crying. You know?
Yeah.
And it is a pretty cool scene. It's one of the more iconic scenes of the franchise, but I've kind of grown tired of the trope over the years. So.
And he's alive.
Yeah. Oh, the CGI stop.
Oh god, it's so distracting.
I'm sad to say it is one of those things where it does ruin the scene for me. It's a bit too glaring. I can forgive the CGI clouds, I can forgive the CGI doors, but the eyes, just ugh. It's staring into my soul.
And now he's no longer stone. Yay.
He's no longer stone!
Yay.
Don't get high, kids.
Yep, that's the lesson.
That's the fucking lesson!
Don't get
Don't
high,
smoke
kids.
Kush, kids! And I guess...
and also non-violence.
And why are they just okay now?
What about Mewtwo? Like...
I mean, remember, Mewtwo was going to wipe out the entire fucking population. I mean...
And now he's just got a change of heart?
Yeah. Turns out I was the asshole.
God, Mew is cute.
Yes, he really is.
And now
I must go now. My planet needs me. Take the other one too, please!
And now they have to return
To heaven?
to,
To where, Grant?
what's it? Fuck, I'm blanking on the name.
Okay.
Grey Havens. The Grey Havens.
I don't know what that is.
The ending of Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Actually, there was a sequel movie to this, and I think Mew takes the clones to Mount Silver, I think.
Okay.
Also, I think Mewtwo just reversed time,
Yeah.
which I know Mewtwo's powerful, but I don't think he could do that. That's what I meant earlier about this ending is weirder than I remember, because I think he just rewrote the timeline by day.
Yeah.
Either that or he somehow modified all the memories of the entire town to wind back a few hours or something. I don't know. No sense, but whatever. I mean, maybe it's weird for you, but when you live in Kansas, weird weather patterns is pretty normal here.
Yeah.
Hey, Mew. I'm not sure if Mew shows up in another movie or not.
I don't remember Mew ever showing up, honestly.
Yeah, I don't want to say it was just this movie, but I can't remember any other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
Mewtwo
the
erased all their
story-
memories, so none of them remember that happened.
Yeah. And the story continues in the sequel, and
Pokemon 2, The Quest for More Money.
as well as the show.
And Team
itself.
Rocket just gets stranded on the island. Okay.
Not a huge fan of the whole wiping memories away so everyone just forgets it.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially when there is a sequel to this, but it doesn't really matter because Ash doesn't remember Mewtwo.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
So that was
Oh.
Pokemon the first movie,
Yeah.
Mewtwo Strikes Back.
some regurgitated McDonald's Happy Meal drive-through food kind of movie.
It really was, yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Like a 5 out of 10.
I do have to say, though, well, it hasn't, I wouldn't say it's aged gracefully or anything like that, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Sure, yeah. I'll agree with that. Anything? I don't have anything to say to
Okay.
you.
I mean, well, it was nice to go back to this movie, considering it is part of my childhood and all. And even though I'm not as big as a Pokemon guy as I used to be, I pretty much converted to the Church of Digimon at this point. With a series that is, like, I think is well worth people's time more than so that Pokemon is, at least nowadays. But, you know, it's still an okay kids film. It got pretty preachy by the end there, but I have seen worse. It's all right for what it is, you know.
Yeah.
If you're a Mewtwo fan, I definitely think you should see it. If you haven't already watched along, I guess.
Yeah.
If
It
you like
is kind of
Pokemon,
pretentious, but, you know.
it's always fascinating to go back to the early days of the Pokemon anime and just see how kind of weird it was. 'Cause this was before they had established a lot of the lore and what they wanted to do.
Yeah. Anything else?
You don't have anything else? Come on, you gotta have something.
I like I said, it's just regurgitated McDonald's drive-through food and kind of pretentious towards the end. Pikachu is cute. That's it.
Cute on the outside, evil abomination on the inside.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Probably our least interesting video we've done so far.
Thanks for watching, Alon, if you did.
If you didn't, I don't blame you. You probably had better things to do with your life. But thanks for listening anyways. I've been Zach.
And this is Grant.
Alright, thank you for watching Heretic Theater, outro, all that shit. Have a good day. Fuck Pikachu. Yeah.